see how the combinations form towards the end of the night. So I'm definitely looking forward to it, especially when you have players like Dale Steyn, Moeen Ali. Let's see which franchise picks which player, and to talk us through the night and generally the picks as well, I've got with me Bazid Khan. Bazid, welcome. You're coming straight from a flight from Australia over here, and you know, like I said, every year PSL is the one thing that everybody looks forward to. This year is going to be special because, like I said, it's going to be played in Pakistan, and we have some really interesting picks and players to look forward to.
Very much so. I think PSL, we're just walking in and you can feel the excitement growing. And also, first of all, congratulations in order. And I think the excitement has grown because you've come straight from weddings right here. So the amount of excitement there is, it shows by the want to be involved. And obviously, it's a big occasion. The biggest thing we're seeing is that it's going to come home. It's going to be played in Pakistan. And with that comes a lot of thinking about the technical aspect of the game. In Abu Dhabi and Dubai, we saw a lot of spin. I don't think that will happen in Pakistan. I think over here, the power hitters will succeed. So it'll be interesting how the teams pick their players. There'll be some players which they'll look at and say, we've got to have them, because I think my feeling is that the average score will go higher than what we saw in Dubai and UAE. So players like Chris Lynn, I don't know where he will go, but these players will definitely now play a huge role.
And of course, we've seen a lot of players being retained by the teams as well. You know, the likes of Sarfraz Ahmed for Quetta. And Quetta Gladiators, they are the defending champions. They've come close so many times, and last year we saw them win. But they have retained the likes of Umar Akmal, Ahmed Shahzad, because they did do well for them. And then, of course, Sarfraz Ahmed, their captain. What do you make of their team overall, their retentions so far?
The biggest one, I think, is Shane Watson. I think he actually came to Pakistan and won them. It was a big role that he played in that victory. I think basically they've gone for players who've done extremely well for them. Yes, Umar Akmal, Ahmed Shahzad scored a lot of runs, but their main leaders, as in Sarfraz and then Shane Watson, they've not let go of them. But it'll be interesting now how they go about it. They've got Nawaz as well, the left-arm spinner, who did so well in all the PSLs in UAE. So it'll be interesting how they go about it, because normally they pick a side which has a lot of spinners and a side which defends well. But what little PSL which did happen in Pakistan, we saw that it was very difficult defending. It was actually scoring runs up front and getting big scores. So now, will they go for power hitters? Will they go for men who have extreme pace? So that'll be the thinking or the thing to watch out for, because once the pitches are good and the scores going up to 180, you need somebody who can bowl quick, and if there's not a lot of spin, then where do you go about that? But the most important player for them, and they've retained him, is Shane Watson. I think he had a big role last time around when they won the cup.
And like you said, it's different conditions altogether. We saw spinners play a role in UAE, but of course these are completely different conditions. Do you think fast bowlers will play a role in you're going to be playing in Karachi, Lahore, in these kind of conditions?
I think you need men with pace, need men with extra pace, and I don't think that they will have a role to extend, but I don't think the spinners will dominate as much. So yes, you'll have your spinners, but again, power hitters in UAE, generally power hitters don't work. We saw the likes of Chris Gale and Baz McCullum not really succeeding. But over here, you just think that with the conditions, with the pitches being better, with boundary hitting being slightly easier, or the ball coming onto the bat better, there'll be a change. And the one player that they let go who did really well for them was the leg spinner Fawad Ahmed, who bowled with a lot of guile and a lot of he changed his pace well and got the ball to spin. So again, unlike other leagues, the draft is so very important. It's not a simple, straightforward pick and choose. It's so very important for the team combination, and to a big extent, whoever does well in the draft, it goes a long way in actually doing well in the tournament, which is a dynamic which not many other leagues have.
And Mohammad Nawaz, if you look at their retentions, again, he's somebody who's done well for Quetta. He's been retained. Left arm spinners, how do they add a difference to a team, especially in this particular format?
Well, if it's spinning, then obviously the ball going away from the bat is very important. Also, the left arm spinner with the new ball is very important. We've seen that as well. We've seen throughout the PSL or even T20 cricket with the left arm spinner, like say for instance Imad Wasim, who gets the ball to drift back in. Nawaz can do the same, bowl in those first 6 overs, and the first 6 overs where if you bowl 1 good over, 2 good overs, your team's off to a brilliant start. But just on Nawaz, I think he's improved as well as an all-rounder. So he's a complete package while bowling. So he can bowl in the mid overs as well. He can bowl up front, but also the fact that he can bat as well. So that dimension of the game he's one player who's developed over the PSLs and has been very consistent for Quetta Gladiators.
All right, and of course, Sarfraz Ahmed, he's had a bit of a tough time. A lot has happened, apart from PSL within his career. Do you think that can have any kind of impact on his play within a league, or do you just quickly switch over into a different mode when you're playing franchise cricket?
I think especially with the PSL, because it's for Pakistan, it's such a big deal. It's everything sort of switches to PSL straight away. So you're almost like in a little cocoon. So he'll be thinking about Quetta Gladiators and about his team. And because he's been successful throughout the PSLs and as a captain and as a player, so yes, your personal form does affect, obviously the stuff that he's gone through will affect him slightly, but once you get into a PSL, I think the cocoon built around it or just the atmosphere around PSL, it makes you forget a lot of things or makes you sort of focus on just the PSL. We as commentators or hosts, we experience the same. We go to the PSL and everywhere it's all about the PSL. So basically the periphery or the other events go into the background. So it's a month where everything goes into the background, and especially now it's so exciting that because it will be in Pakistan, because other years we would come back from the UAE and come to Pakistan and you'd think they were 2 different tournaments. Now because it's all going to be in Pakistan, the immense sort of fanfare, I think that'll, in some terms, a player like Sarfraz, that'll help Sarfraz forget about the past or whatever's happened, and in some cases it'll add more pressure because they'll obviously be playing in front of a whole crowd. They'll add more pressure and there'll be more sort of expectation of a player.
Right, moving over to the Yellow Storm, as they're called, Peshawar Zalmi. They've got again Hassan Ali has been retained. Now Hassan Ali has had his struggles with his back injury. He's not been seen in the Australian tour, but of course he's a vital player for Peshawar Zalmi.
Yeah, especially because he can get wickets with his sort of when he comes first change, and that when Peshawar Zalmi won the trophy, that was one aspect where they did really well. They're bowling very strong, but obviously getting wickets with pace. And we talked about his injuries. I think Pakistan has missed him as well. We talked about his slight loss of form too, which in terms of a bowling unit, that does affect the advantage that he brings, that he can when he's bowling well, he can get wickets with the old ball and also get wickets in the middle overs, and once you do that, you knock the rhythm out of the batting unit and you peg them back. So basically if they're going to take the game on in the final 4 overs. If you knock wickets through, you'll make them or pressurize them to make them take the game on in the last 2 overs. So that's what Hassan Ali did so well.
And then Islamabad United, I mean, 2 times champions in the HBL, PSL. They seem to do well. They seem to come close every time, which is why we see that their core local players have been retained. Shadab Khan, Fahim Ashraf, regardless of the fact that however they may be performing internationally for the national team, but Fahim Ashraf, he takes wickets for Islamabad.
Yeah, he does, and we don't want Islamabad to win it. They've already won twice, so we want somebody else to join that list. But Islamabad,
I would have expected some bias from you. This is the fact that you're coming from Islamabad, but I think, yeah.
No, we don't want them to win anymore. But yeah, they tend to. I think they're ones who do really well in the draft. They tend to pick the side very well, and their players sort of rally together really well. I think Fahim Ashraf and Shadab. Again, Fahim Ashraf has been able to get those. We talk about wickets a lot because he has a lot of wickets in T20 for them, and they play a lot with numbers. But now I think there's another team who's going to play a lot with numbers. So it'll be interesting there. So we've got another side whose management says that they're going to play with numbers. So Islamabad have their competition now. They obviously Shadab and Fahim again. Shadab's form this year so far hasn't been great. So again, once you come to the PSL, it's a different dynamic. And also the fact that say he plays for United, and United are used to winning ways. So for instance, if he's played the season where he's not been in a winning side, he comes into United and it's a different team environment altogether, so maybe that'll help them. But for them to do well, I think Shadab especially has to be in top form, and then Fahim Ashraf not only controlling the run rate, he needs to get wickets, and we've seen so often that at the back end especially Fahim Ashraf has been important. But today will be the big day. I think today will be the competition of analytics between Islamabad United and Multan Sultans.
And then Karachi Kings, of course, they've got the #1 batsman, T20 batsman in the world in the form of Babar Azam, who's had some success in Australia. We saw him score that 100 in the Test series. Before that, when I was there for the T20s, we saw him score. So he is one batsman who's coming of age, Bazet. We keep seeing him. He keeps evolving, and who wouldn't want to retain him?
Correct. I think nobody in the world would say we're not going to retain him. I think you're saying coming of age. I think he has come of age. I think the innings in Brisbane where he got that 100, I think that was sort of the changeover in the third format. I think he's terrific in T20 anyway, and for him to now be retained, that obviously he was obviously going to get retained, but now he'll bring more flavor to the PSL, because I think this last year he's grown immensely, and he's sort of become the player and sort of thought about as the #1 player in all 3 formats.
Another interesting name over there is Umar Khan, in that emerging category. We haven't seen much of him after the PSL. I mean, he's played that national T20, but of course he was one of the star players last year for Karachi Kings.
Yeah, he was brilliant. I thought I was very, very impressed with his ability to read what the batsman's going to do, and the ability to come back after being hit to the fence, and that was so striking about it. I think it's an excellent retention. I think he still has a long way to go in terms of 4-day cricket or the longer version, but in T20 he's got these subtle variations, and he's one of those bowlers. You look at batsmen and sometimes you're watching them and you think they know exactly what the bowlers, they're one step ahead. And the one thing about Umar Khan is that in that previous PSL, you thought that if somebody got after him, he'd crumble. But when somebody did get after him, he was able to have a plan B. And that was so impressive from him, because it was just his first PSL, first major tournament. And I think he's very exciting that way.
We've been speaking about the importance of pace in PSL. Mohammad Amir, left arm pace of his. Again, how do you see his T20 career so far? I mean, how do you think he has improved, or do you think he's regressed, or do you think he's just essential? He's one of those bowlers that you have to retain.
Well, he knows how to construct an over. He obviously in one-day cricket, even or in T20, he knows when to bowl his variations, and that's something you can't buy, or you can't go to the shop and get. It's the experience of actually bowling at that level. Yes, he has had a struggle in Test match cricket and all that, but in T20, it's very seldom that he gets hit around the park, which is essential really, because that way you, if you're not giving too many boundaries, you apply the pressure on the opposition, and if he's on form or if he's on song, then 180 can or 160 can become a 180 defending wise, because sometimes you just feel as if he knows how to, once he gets hit for a boundary, he knows how to get out of an over and bowl those couple of deliveries which don't go for runs. So his experience is essential, be it with the new ball or be it right at the end.
Well, one team that's probably going to be hoping that all their experience is going to help them this time is Lahore Qalandars, and they have had a few retentions as well. Fakhar Zaman, Mohammad Hafiz. Mohammad Hafiz, again somebody who's sort of been sidelined from the national team, but he is considered a utility player.
Yeah, he's very good. Shorter format, and especially league cricket, he's very good. Obviously, bowls and bats and the vast experience that he brings. But you just don't know with the Qalandars, do you? Mohammad Hafiz, all that I've watched him throughout his career, and I don't think he ever gets the fever, and he broke his hand. So there's something of a voodoo in Lahore Qalandars.
And then Shaheen Shah Afridi, again somebody who had a brilliant World Cup. We saw him with his pace, is retained by Lahore Qalandars, always does well for them. So at least in that department, when you talk about pace, Qalandars, it's always the batting that has let them down. Over the years, whenever you've seen, it's the lack of scores. So at least in today's draft, do you think they'll be looking to pick players that can add value in their batting?
Look, it'll be interesting who they pick in Platinum. It'll be interesting who they go for there, because we've seen them go with the approach where they've got a lot of power hitters and it's not worked. But again, the dimensions now have changed. Maybe now if they go for power hitters, it might well work, because the pitches won't be those pitches where the ball doesn't come on. So Fakhar Zaman and Mohammad Hafiz are both in Platinum. So now the overseas pick will be essential. The overseas pick in the Platinum will be essential. So they've got a lot of options but it'll be interesting who they in the end go for. Do they go for somebody like Hashim Amla who can bat through the innings, or do they go for somebody who's a power hitter? That's sort of the first pick that's very crucial for them.
Well, that's what makes this draft interesting. Haris Rauf, again, a talent hunt fight for Lahore Qalandars last year, performed exceptionally well for them. His ability to bowl those Yorkers, Bazid, in any format, whether it's tests, ODIs, franchise cricket, a Yorker is a delivery that never goes out of fashion.
Yeah, and the confidence, I'm very jealous about his confidence. He's so confident, he exuberates confidence that I'll do well in any situation. And yes, he's come on. I think he bowled exceptionally well last year. He got those Yorkers through. Unfortunately, Qalandars just haven't been able to take the next step. They're definitely a dangerous side. They definitely have sort of players who can turn it around, but it's so far in all those PSLs, it just hasn't happened. Maybe they need to think about taking the voodoo off, or doing something, or crossing their legs when they sit, or something. But yeah, Haris Sohail, I think he bowls that Yorker terrifically, and I think this PSL, again, now that we know how good he can be, now there'll be expectation of him delivering in every game. So again, it's sort of like once a player makes the debut, the first game, he doesn't have a lot of pressure on him. But once he shows the world that he can do this, then you have to replicate that every game. So it'll be interesting how he goes about this year, because now people are watching out for his stroke. They are watching out for their Yorker. How many times will he deliver that?
Okay, Multan Sultans had a forgetful PSL, last year, but they've still had some retentions. Shahid Afridi is very much part of the squad. Shoaib Malik has been released. Again, there's a lot to think about for them, because they've got the analyst from England, Nathan Lehman, who's part of their squad now, Andy Flowers. So it's a sort of a new setup for Multan Sultans.
And they'll be looking at numbers, so it'll be interesting. Is Islamabad United, Multan Sultans, maybe they'll look over and cheat and see what numbers they've got. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Andy Flower, a hard taskmaster, as we know, and how he goes about the dynamics of picking a team. Shoaib Malik, I just reckon that somebody else will pick him. Maybe Islamabad United will pick Shoaib Malik up, because he's essential, and he's sort of an evergreen T20 player. Muhammad Ilyas bowled extremely well last time around. Ali Shafiq, I think he's the man also to watch out for. But you've got it again, platinum. They've only got one. Again, the platinum picks so important, and the big players there who will snag a big player. So they've got a couple of options. They can still have 2 platinum picks. So again, from the first pick onwards, you probably can then judge where the teams are going with their picks. But total change of theory, just numbers now, and it'll be crunching up the numbers, and Multan Sultans will be interesting how the management plays with it.
They've retained Muhammad Irfan as well. He had a forgetful Australia tour of Australia. Didn't go particularly well with them. But of course, one thing that we've seen is that the HBL PSL has got its own set of draft rules as well that all teams need to adhere to. So let's have a look and see what we've got this time, and what are the things that all the teams need to be matching up to. All right, so we're going to probably see that just in a bit. But like I said, Muhammad Irfan, Basit, again, one of those players who had a forgetful tour of Australia. But how can you, this is the interesting thing. I mean, you're playing for the national team, you're out of form. How do you get back into form?
Essentially, the theory is that international cricket is the highest level. So you come down a notch. Obviously, league cricket is very, very competitive, but it's still not the epitome of international cricket. And with Irfan, he ran into some extraordinary hitters. He ran into the world's best T20 hitters in their own conditions. I think with Irfan, what he brings to the party is that because he's got extra bounce, because he's very awkward, with the new ball, if he's bowling well, you can actually give him the first 4 overs or give him the first 3 overs, and because he'll be awkward, he might sort of bowl 3 very decent or economical overs up front. And that's what the theory is with somebody that awkward, and because he just has to bowl 4 overs, you would think that he will succeed. Again, PSL, obviously we try and connect international cricket, we try and connect all that has the history or a player's sort of form going into the PSL. But we've seen this all the time. The PSL throws up names which you don't expect, and it throws up different combinations which you don't expect, and you'd be thinking that, okay, Chris Gale or McCullum or everybody will light up this PSL. Didn't happen. And you would have never thought that one of the most important players would be Mohammad Nawaz, and it did happen. So it's almost like a different format or different brand of cricket altogether.
Okay, well, it'll be interesting to see how he comes back. Speaking of Muhammad Irfan, comes back into form, and especially how he performs in these conditions. We're ready with the draft rules. Let's have a look and see what the teams have to be following this time. So the picks, of course, 3 rounds of platinum, 3 rounds of diamond, 3 rounds of gold, 5 of silver, 2 of emerging, and then, you know, the optional aspect is the 2 supplementary players. Right, so like we said, 3 rounds of platinum, 3 rounds of diamond, and this is how it's going to flow tonight. We've generally seen there are lots of retentions for the teams as well. The 16-player squad must include 5 foreign and 11 local players. Teams can pick 1 additional foreign player in the supplementary round. So essentially what that means is that you can have 6 foreign players apart from the 16-player squad that you have. At any time, a playing 11 must include a minimum of 3 foreign players as well. Each team must have a minimum squad of 16 players and a maximum squad of 18 players. Each team must pick 3 foreign players in their first 9 picks. I think, you know, what's interesting about this is the fact that because of these rules, you get to see that international player element as well, because you have to play 3 foreign players, and then you have that additional option of that supplementary player also being foreign. So of course, that is something at the end of the day, that's what attracts everybody who's watching the HBL PSL.
Yeah, and with these rules, with sort of the emerging player rule, or with sort of the categories of overseas players, I would hate to be sitting there in the draft and actually looking at what my squad would be. So I'm looking at one player and then he's been picked up by the other team. So I have to think on my feet of getting a player which suits my squad. So in one aspect, I'm looking at a power hitter who's going to suit me, and they get picked up by the other team, and then you look at it again. So the draft is complicated, but it's very difficult.
All right, lots to look forward to for tonight. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing night. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, you know, the likes of Moeen Ali, Dale Steyn, there are lots of platinum picks. There are 3 rounds of platinum. Then you've got 3 rounds of diamond as well. And apart from that, your local player star attraction is also there. We'll be keeping you entertained throughout the night. But I think it's time now to go down to see all the live action. We'll be back shortly. See you soon.
It has to be HBL Pakistan Super League. Back in 2015, we started our journey from this very hall. लेकिन आज का ड्राफ्ट बहुत ज़्यादा वजूहात की बिना पर बहुत ज़्यादा significant है. And the best part about today's draft is that every player getting picked will play in front of you and I in our very own stadiums. Pakistan के stadiums की रौनकें बहाल होने जा रही हैं, and we have much more qualified people to talk about this. First up on the stage, may we please have the chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board, Mr. Ehsan Mani.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the HBL PSL Players Draft 2019. Today we'll set the tone for the 2020 HBL PSL. HBL PSL is a source of national pride. The HBL brand is owned by the entire nation. It belongs to all of us. Our valuable partner, Habib Bank Limited, have worked very closely with the Pakistan Cricket Board to build the HBL PSL brand, and I'm truly thankful to them for this. All the franchise owners, Quetta Gladiators, Karachi Kings, Islamabad United, Lahore Qalandar, Peshawar Zalmi and Multan Sultan, they are all key stakeholders in the PSL. And I thank them for their role in making it such an outstanding success. Without them, we would have nothing. They are the pillars on which PSL stands. I also thank our broadcast partners and our sponsors, particularly Blitz, TechFront, Transgroup, ITW, for their valuable contribution in helping us to grow this league over the years. For me, the biggest stakeholder are the fans who have supported the league from day one. It was their enthusiasm and passion which has captured the imagination of the whole country. Without that, this league would not have taken off. And for the fans, we are bringing all 34 matches back to Pakistan. This is a huge moment in the journey of the PSL journey. And in addition to Karachi and Lahore, who have previously hosted PSL matches, we will see matches being played in Rawalpindi and Multan. And if Zalmis keep to their promise, inshallah, in Peshawar also the year after. This will inspire a whole new generation of young people, of future stars, who will see their favorite players in action in their own country. And a lot of them will be seeing this for the first time, people in the smaller towns like Rawalpindi and Multan. For the league, this is a very, very good time. It's an exciting opportunity to fully tap into the commercial growth potential over the next few years, with the league taking place in Pakistan and getting closer to its primary target market. As in the past, over the last 4 years, we'll have top quality foreign players associated with HBL PSL. The likes of Shane Warne, Chris Lynn, Jason Roy, Moin Ali, Dale Steen, JP Dumney, Hashim Amla, Darren Sammy, just to name a few. The amount of, or the number of overseas players who have shown an interest in being part of HBL PSL has been absolutely phenomenal this year. I thank all the players and all the stakeholders, a lot of you who are here, for your support for Pakistan cricket and for HBL PSL. Thank you.
I'll ask you to stay with us, and while you're there, we'd like to call up onto the stage the Chief Executive Officer of the Pakistan Cricket Board, Mr. Wasim Khan.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the draft tonight for the HBL PSL 5. A lot is spoken about brand equity and creating a brand. And people always measure brand equity by KPIs and values. But I think the great thing about the HBL PSL is that you can't really measure passion. So when you look at the intangibles about what the HBL PSL delivers, it's something that goes far beyond the imagination and far beyond the numbers. We've seen the growth economically that HBL PSL has brought. We've spoken about the sponsors, and we've spoken about the franchise owners who have made this work. They invested in cricket at a time when cricket needed it most in this country. You know, we don't need to think too far back when things were going very bad in this country with what happened with the Sri Lanka team. There was a need for a lift, and people stepped forward when the country needed it most. And that's something that you can't put a price or a value on. We've been very, very busy over the last 3 months getting the stadiums ready. We've got four stadiums now where we've spent a huge amount of money in terms of the infrastructure. We're getting all the facilities ready so that we can have a fantastic product and a fantastic spectacle. We know it's going to be great cricket. Each year we know the level of international players who put themselves forward improves every single year. It's brilliantly organised. It's one of the top T20 competitions now around the world, and we're very proud that the HBL PSL is here. Its home is in Pakistan for the first time, and it's something that we're all very, very proud of. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I'm sure that we can keep building this for years to come and make it even bigger and better. Thank you very much, and good luck to all the teams.
Thank you, Wasim. Next up, can we please have on stage a gentleman who's been extremely instrumental in the success of the HBL Pakistan Super League. Can we please have the Chief Marketing Officer of HBL, Mr. Naveed Asghar.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you, Imran. Thank you, Mani Saab and Wasim, for your kind words. I'm absolutely aligned to all you said. As HBL, we are absolutely delighted, privileged, and honored to have partnered with PCB since the inception of this league. As we all know, HBL PSL has now become one of the most successful cricketing leagues around the globe. We ventured into this partnership when not many brands were willing to take the bet. We took the plunge, the leap of faith, and Alhamdulillah, it paid off. It has gone on to become one of the most sought after, one of the most awaited cricketing events of the year, if not the single largest and the most loved platform in the country since the inception of the league. So it has been a roaring success, alhamdulillah. As a brand, HBL is all about enabling dreams. We take a lot of pride in having enabled the dreams of reigniting the passion for this sport. We take pride also in enabling bringing international cricket back home. We take pride in enabling and filling up the stadiums for our fans. It was our fans' dreams of making and bringing the league back home. Last but not the least, it gives us a lot of pride in elevating Pakistan's image as a nation through this platform. It has given Pakistan a soft image around the globe. Last but not the least, we take a lot of pride in having enabled a lot of young budding cricketers to become cricketing legends. And this is what we are all and stand for as a brand. From our perspective, and I wish all the teams the very best, may the best team wins, but it does not matter at the end of the day who wins, because we believe that through this platform of HBL PSL, the victory is with the fans. We as a nation win. So wish each and everyone involved the very best and thank PCB for their unwavering partnership with us. Thank you so much.
While we have these three gentlemen on stage, we'd like to call up onto the stage each franchise owner to receive a specially minted 4-coin giveaway which commemorates all 4 seasons of the HBL Pakistan Super League that have taken place so far. Sabse pehle, to our left, Mr. Ali Naqvi from Islamabad United. If we can please have you up on the stage with us. And also the specially minted coins commemorating 4 seasons of HBL PSL. To the front. Yes. Ali, we'll ask you to stay back. Ali, we'll ask you to stay back. We'll do a group photo at the end. Next up, from Karachi Kings, Mr. Salman Iqbal.
शहर बड़े दिल वालों का सब आपस में जुड़ जाएंगे हम जीते या हारे ना पड़ेंगे कम तुमसे इस खेल के मैदान में है दम हमसे हमसे दम हमसे जो भी करेगा ज्यादा शोर उसको चुप हम करवा देंगे.
Next up, from the Lahore Qalandars, the one and only Mr. Fawad Rana. From the reigning champions, Quetta Gladiators ke team owner, Nadeem Umar. और अब मैं दावत देना चाहूंगा पेशावर ज़ल्मी के टीम ओनर जावेद आफरीदी. Could you please join us on the stage? Last but definitely not the least, the co-owners of Multan Sultans, Mr. Alamgir Tareen and Mr. Ali Tareen. Catchy anthem. Gentlemen, if we could have all of you in the center of the stage for a group photo, we'll get on with the business end of the draft right after that. Thank you very much for joining us on the stage. Good luck to everyone. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're getting into the business end of tonight's event. आज के ड्राफ्ट से पहले तमाम टीम्स के पास ये ऑप्शन मौजूद थी कि वो अप टू 8 प्लेयर्स को अपने रोस्टर्स में रिटेन कर सकें. याद रहे इस दफा HBL PSL में each team has to pick a minimum of 16 players and can pick a maximum of 18 players. But before we get to the picks, I'd like to call up onto the stage one of Pakistan's leading voices across the globe, Mr. Rameez Raja, to review the rosters as they stack up currently. Rameez bhai, can we have you on the stage? Rees bhai, I want you to wear your selection hat, and then we'll review the rosters as they stack up currently. Quetta Gladiators ki agar hum baat kare, to Quetta have of course come in with 2 platinum retentions in Sarfaraz Ahmed and Mohammad Nawaz. They've got Shane Watson, Ahmed Shehzad and Umar Akmal, plenty of batting firepower. Where is it that you'll suggest to pick to them in the platinum round today?
I think the way they've played this PSL, the last one and the previous ones, they don't need more players. I think this should do the job for them. They really have been outstanding. देखिए पूरी तो टीम ठीक ठाक ही है इसलिए कि पहले तो नसीम शाह की फिटनेस के ऊपर मोइन एंड कंपनी को गौर करना है कि कितने वो फिट हैं मैं समझता हूँ कि मिडिल ऑर्डर के ऊपर एक ऑलराउंडर की ज़रूरत है शायद सो आई एम थिंकिंग मे बी मोइन अली ऑफ इंग्लैंड क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में मैचेस हो रहे हैं मुझे ये नहीं पता कि ड्यू फैक्टर कितना होगा इसी जब भी प्लानिंग करनी है सबसे पहले कंडीशंस को रीड करना है एंड देन यू पिक द प्लेयर्स एंड देन यू लुक एट what the oppositions are looking to do as well. And so from that perspective, it's important for the teams really to read the conditions first. The pitch conditions, whether there's dew factor or not. In Lahore, it could be a factor. In Karachi, may not be a factor. But मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि all-rounder की ज़रूरत है. मोइन अली हैं और भी options अगर हैं आप बताएं मुझे.
Bed cutting is another option. Chris Jordan. But really, it'll be interesting to see who they pick in that only platinum round that they have today.
I think they've got a settle unit. Don't tinker a lot with the settle unit. I think what you've got here is pretty decent, more than decent.
Perfect. On that note, we'll move to the next team. Lahore Qalandars, if we can have their roster up on the screen. The Qalandars have gone with a local-centric retention roster. Fakhr Zaman, Mohammad Hafiz, Shaheen Shah Afridi. Your thoughts on that?
I think for Lahore Qalandars, it is critical that they hire a good physio, more than the players, because there were so many who pulled out in the last season, and some of the players were not available. So it's the availability thing and how fit they can keep the players. But देखिए फ़खर ज़मान जो है 700 से ज़्यादा रन्स है उसके T20 में इस PSL में. Obviously वो important है. मोहम्मद हफीज़ ढलता हुआ सुपरस्टार तो नहीं है मगर सुपरस्टार हैं सो उम्मीद यही करेंगे कि वो पूरी तरह से फिट हैं बॉलिंग ठीक ठाक लगती है देखें हारिस सोहेल हैं पिछली दफ़ा ए बी डिविलियर्स है सो आई गेस मिडिल ऑर्डर में एक इनको बैट्समैन इनको चाहिए
They've got options in JP Dumini, Hashim Amla and Moin Ali.
Yeah, so probably JP Dumini. I don't know what they're looking at, but JP Dumini इसलिए कि खेला हुआ है PSL, उसको आइडिया है कि क्या कंडीशंस हैं और अभी भी ठीक ठाक है हालांकि शोल्डर इंजरी थी so he was out of the game for a few months. He doesn't feature regularly for South Africa anymore, but I think T20 leagues में जो है वो एक अलग किस्म का टेम्पो और एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए and so you'll get experience with JP Dumini.
A quick word on their pace attack. Usman Shinwari, of course, transferred from the Kings to the Qalandars. Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf.
सारे टैलेंट हैं और I'm sure this time around ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस भी होगा और पाकिस्तान में हो रहा है. You see, temperamentally भी आप चैलेंज होंगे. बहुत अच्छी बात है पाकिस्तान में हो रहा है, but you know इतने भरे हुए स्टेडियम्स में crunch moments के ऊपर you'll really be tested. So in a way, I think it'll be great for some of these young kids to play in front of packed stadium and packed houses because it'll test them out completely.
अब हम चलते हैं अगली टीम की जानिब मुल्तान सुल्तान्स का roster review करते हैं. They've of course gone in with Mohammad Irfan as their only platinum retention, and then the king of T20 cricket Shahid Afridi retained as a diamond mentor. Your thoughts on the Sultans?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough season, first season for Multan Sultans, but I'm just hoping that they can up the energy with the bat. Also, they need maybe an all-rounder as well. So batting options, kya hai? Maybe a platinum.
Chris Lynn could be a batting option up top. Jason Roy is another one. Hashim Amla from South Africa as well.
Yeah, Chris Lynn, I mean, he's a hot property all over the world, and in Australia especially. So I definitely have him there in this lineup. You know, he's got experience. And he's a blaster.
Well, with Andy in charge, they're sure to be crunching numbers as we speak.
Welcome to Andy as well. Hope you have a great time, mate.
On to the next team.
There
we'll
are
review.
A lot of brains here. Dean Jones is here. Wasim Akram, obviously.
Absolutely, and we're honored to have all of these stars with us.
Sarfraz and company, sir. Akib and the rest. I mean, so all the best. Basically, it's our homecoming. So congratulations to all.
I'll pull you back to Islamabad United. Shadab Khan is their only platinum retention. They've got Fahim Ashraf, Asif Ali, and they've stuck with their young core of Pakistani players who've been with them for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, they actually showed the blueprint to most of the franchises that if you have strong domestic players, you can do a lot. And I think that is the secret to success in all the leagues, but particularly here also. And I think all these boys have grown into the sort of setup.
They've graduated through the ranks.
हाँ, so इनके पास अब क्या option हो सकता है? इनको क्या चाहिए?
They'll be picking a couple of players in the platinum round. They've got decent foreign player options. Maybe look at another pacer.
Pacer कौन है?
Dale Stein's one. Do you think they'll go for him?
Definitely. Dale Steyn जो है वो एक तो property है.
What
Islamabad
about
United पता नहीं
what
क्या
about
सोच
some of
रहे
the
हैं.
batting options?
Dale Steyn पसंद है नहीं पसंद है तो मिसबा को पूछना पड़ेगा बाद में.
What about some of the batting options for them in the platinum round? Guys like Hashim, Moin, Jason Roy, JP Dumini. Would you recommend any of those players to be picked by United?
Yeah, I think there's a decent spread of players. They can pick one. But then again, I mean, they've got the local firepower.
Yeah.
So I'm not too perturbed looking at this unit from Islamabad United. So, I mean, everything else would be a superb add-on.
All right, you have Ramiz's vote of confidence on to the next team, Karachi Kings. Oh, Peshawar Zalmi, my bad. Zalmi, of course, coming in with 3 platinum retentions. Kyron Pollard, the Windies captain, Wahab Riaz and Hassan Ali. So they won't be picking a player in the platinum round, but decent mix of experience and youth in that setup.
I think Kamran Akmal should have been in the platinum the way Kamran Akmal played in the last PSL. But, you know, again, I think there is quality. You know, there's this other theory that, you know, if you have a strong bowling lineup, you can do a fair bit of damage in T20s. The idea is to pick wickets to cut down on the rhythm. In that regard, I think Peshawar Zalmi have got the horses and the firepower. I just hope that some of these guys, you know, Umar Amin, Imam, you know, these are young kids. So, इनके लिए ज़रूरी है कि इस PSL में जो है वो अपने talent दिखाएं. मेरे ख्याल से इनको बैटिंग की भी ज़रूरत है. बैटिंग चाहिए इनको definitely. क्योंकि bowling के तो सारे इन्होंने भर लिए हुए हैं.
Inspirational captaincy of Darren Sammy will add to the Zalmi strengths.
Darren Sammy, हाँ, I mean, अपने से बढ़ के खेला है, half fit थे, और पाकिस्तानी almost हो गए Darren Sammy the way he's conducted the business. But Peshawar Zalmi will be very strong and very hard team to beat.
All right, on to the next team. Now we come to the Kings, who of course have gone in with a Pakistan-heavy retention roster. Mohammad Amir, Babar Azam, Imad Wasim, and Iftikhar Ahmed, 4 members of the current national T20 squad.
Yeah, I think they've done well, Karachi Kings, by picking T20s players and a lot of talent, a lot of attractive players. You see, that is the other thing. I mean, it's brand building also, it's winning matches. And I'm sure Waz will agree that, you know, that also helps in building momentum. Playing at home in front of zillions of people in Karachi is going to work this time, hopefully. And so I'm just hoping that you can crack the code because you've got the players, definitely. I mean, I like Umar Khan, he's the emerging player. He went to play the emerging tournament as well. Osama Mir, leg spinner, Pakistan need a couple of good leg spinners in this PSL. So Osama Mir has played CPL also, I think. So he'll bring a bit of experience also. Iftikhar, Imad, Babar, Mohammad Amir. I'm really looking forward to Babar Azam because he showed us in Australia what a great talent he is. So I just hope that he can continue from there and become a great T20 player. I mean, his numbers are staggering.
Absolutely.
He's got an average of over 15 T20s. All he has to do is to now be the home superstar.
All right, thank you so much for your time on the stage, Ramiz Bhai. We'll bring you back later on as the picks go on. Time now for us to move on to the platinum round of the HBL Pakistan Super League Player Draft 2019. In the platinum round today, we'll have 7 picks in total, keeping in mind the retentions that have already been sent in. The first pick in the platinum round will be with Quetta Gladiators. प्लैटिनम राउंड के अंदर हर टीम के पास अपनी पिक सबमिट करने के लिए 120 सेकंड्स का वक्त है, which means teams need to file in their request within those 120 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, वक्त आ गया है HBL PSL Player Draft 2019 की पहली पिक का. Quetta Gladiators, you're on the clock and your time starts now.
Right, platinum pick of Quetta Gladiators, the defending champions, and they start the night. They won the PSL last year. Bazed, what do you think they're going to be looking for tonight?
I think that they'll look straight away look at Jason Roy, World Cup winner. He sort of got England in through that World Cup powerhouse at top of the order, and maybe if not Jason Roy, then obviously there's Moeen Ali in the mix as well, off spinning all round who can bat up the order, especially in Asian conditions, very canny off spinner. So be interesting what dynamic they go through. I think they'll probably look at a powerhouse at the top of the order, somebody who can really smash the ball. Maybe even look at Chris Lynn, maybe, but I think Jason Roy would be a good mix in that top order.
What about somebody like Carlos Brathwaite? I mean, we've seen what he did in the World Cup with a bat. Do you think, again, it really is a question about whether they're looking at strength at the top or, a utility player who can bowl a bit, bat a bit. So really, again, the question comes down to what kind of player they're looking for.
Correct. I think if they want an all-rounder, they can go down that route, and Moeen Ali even, but if they want somebody at the top of the order to really take it on, I think you'll have to look at Jason Roy. I think Jason Roy is probably the best fit.
All right, we're ready with the pick, so let's go over to Imran and see who they finally picked.
The first pick of the HBL PSL Player Draft 2019, Quetta Gladiators have gone with the England opening batsman Jason Roy. Close to 5,000 T20 runs, a World Cup winner. Congratulations to Quetta Gladiators. इसी के साथ हम चलते हैं अपनी प्लैटिनम राउंड की दूसरी पिक के जानिब. लाहौर कलंदर्स will be on the clock. लाहौर कलंदर्स 120 सेकंड्स और आपका वक्त शुरू होता है अब.
Well, the first prediction of the guest in studio, Bazid Khan, has turned out to be right. Jason Roy is the first pick of the night with Quetta Gladiators, and they need that firepower at the top, Bazid.
And he's been phenomenal. He's brilliant with the bat and also with the field. He adds so much dynamic to that team, and especially over in Pakistan, good pitches. He can actually win you games on his own, and maybe that was one of the first missing links in the team. They've got plenty of all-rounders, but I think a top player, top of the order, first 6 overs, you can't get better than that.
Okay, and as you said, he adds that firepower at the top as well, but we're actually now ready with the next pick announcement. So let's go over to Imran and see what he's got for us.
The Qalandars have sent in their platinum pick. A little surprising, I'd say. Not really. Chris Lynn from Australia moves to Lahore Qalandars. Congratulations to the Qalandars for putting in their first pick at the draft today. We move to the right side of the hall for the next pick. The Sultans from Multan will be up next. 120 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now.
Chris Lynn has been picked by Lahore. Qalandas, interesting choice, Badal.
Straight away, we've seen power hitters straight away, and obviously they've got the conditions in mind. And Chris Lynn, fantastic. He's so powerful at the top of the order, and he says his power hitting comes from the core. He's got, well, he's got an 8-pack apparently, and he's played a lot of rugby, so that's where his power generates from. But once he gets going, 180, 200, always on the cards.
And I guess Qalandas needs that as well. I mean, considering the past record that we've seen, they have struggled in getting those big scores.
Yeah, and they need the big players to lead them. I think for them, it's very important that the big names, now it'll be Chris Lynn, all eyes on him to actually win them a couple of games up top, and then the things can flow, because we've seen so many times that they hadn't got it going, and because the big players haven't done well.
Okay, we've seen the night has started off at a fantastic note. 2 power hitters have been picked. It's over to Imran for the next one.
We have the pick in from the Multan Sultans. Another World Cup winner joins the HBL PSL player roster. Moin Ali from England is now a Sultan. On to the next pick in the platinum round. We move to the other side of the hall. 120 seconds for Islamabad United. You're on the clock now.
Alright, Moin Ali has been picked by Multan Sultans. Again, we speak about utility cricketers being important in HBL PSL, and he is somebody who is providing value with the bat as well as the ball.
And a very calm personality as well, so he'll bring that calm into the dressing room, and he's been a sort of captain and won his side in England a T20 title, so he's got that experience and trust the English management, Mushiba included, to pick straight away an Englishman.
I think that's what we were expecting from them as well, considering, like you said, they've got the management, the think tank is actually from England. Moin Ali, like you said, rightly pointed out, bowls off spin as well, could be handy.
Yeah, very intelligent. We've seen how well he bowls, but his batting, he's got a strike rate of over 140, so especially here against spin, he's very good, so we'll see how it goes. But a little bit of bias straight away from the management. Andy Flower and Mushibai going for an Englishman.
And of course, they've also got James Vince, who's another Englishman in their squad as well. And that was expected, by the way. This was sort of the talk behind that they will be going for a lot of English players.
So basically, it wasn't about the numbers, it was about the English players. But no, I think Moin Ali will fit very well into the side. He has his own personality. He's so calm in that side, and he'll bring them a lot to the table. He'll bring a lot of experience. He'll bring a lot of calmness and potentially a match winner.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how many more Englishmen that they pick. Like we rightly pointed out, they have got a data analyst as well as their coach. They've both had a part to play in England's success. It's over to Imran for the next one.
We're ready with Islamabad United's pick in the platinum round. The express pace of South African legend Dale Steyn. Musa Khan bowling with Dale Steyn will be a sight to behold for all cricket fans. On to the next pick, Karachi Kings. 120 seconds on the clock और आपका वक्त शुरू होता है अब.
Perhaps can safely say that the biggest attraction of the night, Dale Steyn, has gone to Islamabad United. They've already got Fahim Ashraf, Musa Khan, and now they can top it off with somebody like Dale Steyn.
Well, they looked at numbers. They looked at the 15 years of experience that Dale Steyn has. He still can crank it up. He still can get the ball to swing. It's not his preferred format, but with the pace that he brings and with the experience that he brings, I think Islamabad United have always erred to experienced players, and the think tank there looked at numbers and also looked at his playing experience. I think that'll hold him well.
I think they also looked at the crowd pulling aspect as well, Basit, because when the list was released, everybody was talking about the fact that they're going to see Dale Steyn play in Pakistan.
And we know that Islamabad is boring. Islamabad, सारे लाहौर से आगे कहते हैं कि इस्लामाबाद तो यार बहुत डल है, तो maybe that will also push them to get somebody who's a star attraction, get the crowds in Rawalpindi.
But of course, one of the things that needs to be spoken about him is his struggle with injuries as well. Is that going to have any kind of an impact? Again, a fast bowler always has had his fair share of troubles.
But he always comes back stronger. He's had a long career, and I know for a fact that he was so disappointed in the World Cup. They tried very hard to get him fit, but if he plays, he's going to give you that extra nip in the bowling, and you know that once he's in the field, he's brilliant.
All right, Dale Steyn, Jason Roy, so many interesting picks so far. We're ready with the next one. Over to Imran.
We have Karachi's pick in the platinum round. Another England cricketer, Alex Hales, moves to Karachi Kings. Over 6,000 T20 runs for Alex Hales. Great batting firepower up top, along with Babar Azam. We'll move back to Islamabad United for their second and final pick in the platinum round. United, aapka waqt shuru hota hai ab.
All right, Alex Hales going to Karachi Kings. He did play in the previous season as well, a couple of games. And again, we're seeing, it seems to be the trend of the night, those firepower hitters at the top.
Yeah, obviously, what the conditions will dictate what they pick. And Alex Hales, again, very dynamic at the top of the order, and very powerful player to have. And you look at the openers that will succeed are these players which actually hit the ball a long way. And he's not had a great 6 months or so, but he'll be very, very hungry once he comes into T20 because of the fact that he's been away from international cricket. So that's an added advantage with Alex Hales. Also, again, brilliant fielder. So in T20, you're looking at players who can provide that impetus at the top of the order and also be dynamic in the field. You can't look further than Alex Hales.
Does it help to focus just on one, on the shorter format, because we've seen that he's not playing in the longer format of the game? Does it help you as an individual?
Well, now you get so many opportunity of playing T20 cricket that you're constantly in form. It used to be that if you played just one form, you'd go out of form because you'd have a gap in between your games. But now with the leagues, it all rolls over.
All right, we've seen Alex Hales being picked up as well, Jason Roy, so many of them. It's going to be a star-studded event overall, but we're ready with the next announcement. So let's move over to Imran.
Well, Islamabad United have completed their platinum roster. They went in with South African batsman Colin Ingram. Close to 6,500 T20 runs for Colin Ingram, and of course all of us remember that magnificent century that he scored in Sharjah last year. We're on to the final pick of the platinum round for today's event. Moving to the other side of the hall, Multan Sultans, 120 seconds, start now.
different team this time. We saw him perform for Karachi Kings, and he was released and now taken by somebody else.
Yeah, he played that magnificent innings where he hit the ball to all parts. He's the type of player when he gets on a roll, he gets on a roll. But he's in the PSL, he's been more sort of boom or bust, and that's why maybe he wasn't retained. But again, left-hander gives you another dimension in the middle order, and obviously can clear any field. So we've seen a lot of high percentage, but basically just power hitters so far. So what it seems as if they've developed a team where they're looking at pitches being really good and supporting these power hitters. It'll be interesting now that some of the pitches actually do turn.
One other thing that they actually add, Bazad, as well, is their fielding skills. We've seen all these international players coming and really raises the level of the HBL PSL. But we're now ready with the next pick. So let's go over to Imran and see what he's got.
Well, the Sultans have capped off the platinum round and they went with South African batsman Riley Rousseau. Riley, of course, was with the Gladiators in the season that they won the trophy, moves on to the Sultans for HBL PSL 2020. With the platinum round now over, I'd like to call back up onto the stage Mr. Ramiz Raja for a quick review with Ramiz as we analyze these 7 platinum picks. सबसे पहले रमीज भाई बात करेंगे हम कोयटा ग्लैडिएटर्स की. They went with the batting firepower of Jason Roy. कैसा देखते हैं इस पिक को?
लिबर्टी मार्केट के राउंड अबाउट पे जेसन रॉय नजर आते हैं, सो खासे पाकिस्तानी हो गए हैं वो. बहुत अच्छी पिक है. टेस्ट मैच में प्रॉब्लम्स थे मगर T20 के लिए इज कट आउट फॉर T20 स्टफ. एग्रेसिव हैं ऑन द डे, आपको आराम से मैच जिता देंगे, बाकी प्लेयर्स की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. सो फैंटास्टिक पिक, वेल डन.
Lahore Qalandars went with the Australian opening batsman Chris Lynn. याद रहे 2018 की HBL PSL में Chris Lynn was a part of the Qalandars roster but ran into injury troubles. कैसा देखते हैं Fakhar Zaman and Chris Lynn opening the batting? Dream come true for the Qalandars?
I think Chris Lynn का जो वही बात है जैसे कि जेसन रॉय की है, ऑस्ट्रेलियन सर्किट में बहुत बड़ा नाम है इनकी. इस वक्त वहाँ पे बिग बैश के लिए बहुत प्रमोशन हो रही है और जो इनको थोड़ा सा मसला रह सकता है वो स्पिन के अगेंस्ट है. सो आई डोंट नो इनकी गेम इंप्रूव होने वाली है सब कॉन्टिनेंट में. बट अदर देन दैट, अगर आप यूट्यूब को सर्व करें तो दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा छिक्का मारा हुआ है इन्होंने. लिटरली ब्रिस्बेन के स्टेडियम से बाहर गेम गया था. सो पावर हिटिंग है और एट द टॉप, क्योंकि ये गेम जो है T20 की सॉरी, ये पहले 6 ओवर्स में मेक और ब्रेक होता है. सो अगर ये 6 ओवर्स खेल गए तो कहानी खत्म हो सकती है ऑपोजिशन.
मुल्तान सुल्तान्स की बात करते हैं. मुल्तान सुल्तान्स ने मोइन अली और राइली रूसो को अपनी प्लैटिनम पिक्स के तौर पर सिलेक्ट किया. हाउ डू यू सी देयर रोस्टर?
बहुत बेहतर लग रहा है. सडनली इट्स लुकिंग एन इंप्रेसिव यूनिट बिकॉज देयर इज एक्सपीरियंस. राइली रूसो जो है उनको आप ये मत समझे कि वो मैच विनर नहीं है और वो फिट इन हो सकते हैं मिडिल ऑर्डर में. द फैक्ट इज मोइन अली हु इज अ favorite in the T20 leagues as well, off spin, batting, experience. आपको last 5-6 overs में अगर चाहिए take off position दिलवा सकते हैं. So excellent picks, both of them.
Islamabad United की अगर हम बात करें, Dale Steyn and Colin Ingram, the South African duo. I'm looking forward to Mohammad Musa bowling along with Dale Steyn.
I think that's an excellent choice because you see at the end of the day we need to nurture our young talent in an international environment, and who better than Dale Steyn really to see them off. And you can bounce off bowling ideas, you know how to take pressure, how to bowl a lovely outswing. And he's a top man as well, Dale Steyn. So excellent choice. Colin Ingram, again in the middle order, a match winner for sure. So very good choices.
Peshawar Zalmi, of course, came in with all 3 retentions in Karen Pollard, Wahab Riaz and Hassan Ali. So we'll move on to the last team, Karachi Kings, जिन्होंने इंग्लैंड के ओपनिंग बैट्समैन एलेक्स हेल्स को ऐड किया अपने रोस्टर में. एलेक्स हेल्स ओपनिंग विद बाबर आजम. व्हाट डू यू थिंक ऑफ दैट कॉम्बिनेशन?
बहुत अच्छा, इसलिए कि बाबर आजम भी आराम से मजे के साथ 20 ओवर्स खेल सकेंगे और एलेक्स हेल्स जो है वो बहुत ही इंप्रूव बैट्समैन है. क्रिस लिन जैसे कि कई दफ़ा स्पिन के खिलाफ फंस जाते हैं, इन्होंने अपनी बैटिंग बहुत इम्प्रूव किया है. So excellent pick, and it'll be wonderful to watch Babar and him open.
Any last minute suggestions as we head into the diamond round for the teams?
मेरे ख्याल से ऑपोजिशन के कॉम्बिनेशंस भी अब समझ में आ रहे हैं. इस टीम को देख के कराची किंग्स को आपको अब ये डिसाइड करना है कि किस तरह से इनको हरा सकते हैं, किन बेसिस के ऊपर, अपनी स्ट्रेंथ्स क्या हो सकती हैं, इनकी वीकनेसेस क्या हैं, कैसे एलेक्स हेल्स और बाबर आजम को आउट करें, इमाद वसीम जो आके बड़ी हिटिंग करते हैं उसका क्या तोड़ है, इफ्तिखार अहमद एक्सीलेंट T20 प्लेयर, इसके बारे में ये किस तरह से करें. सो आई थिंक अब स्ट्रैटेजी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जो चॉइसेस हैं उनके ऊपर नज़र रखनी पड़ेगी, बिकॉज मैच विनर्स तो ऑलमोस्ट जब प्लेटिनम के आपके पास हो जाती है जगह पूरी, तो आपके मैच विनर्स ऑलमोस्ट पिक कर लेते हैं.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us, Ramiz bhai. We'll have you back as we end the diamond round.
Sure.
On to the diamond round of the HBL PSL Player Draft 2019. यहाँ पर हर टीम के पास अपनी पिक सबमिट करने के लिए 90 seconds का वक्त है, which means the request has to be filed in within these 90 seconds. The first team on the clock in the diamond round will be Peshawar Zalmi, who will be making their first pick at the draft with this round. Zalmi, आपके 90 seconds का आगाज होता है अब.
Well, this is what you've seen, how the squads are shaping up. You've seen the addition of some valuable players. And the last one that we didn't get a chance to talk about was Riley Russo Bazit. Again, somebody who's played for Quetta Gladiators and provided runs at the top.
It's a very good choice. Again, looking for experience in the PSL. He applies his trade now as a T20 player. Is again very, very good. But what they're looking for is somebody who's been tried and tested in the PSL, but the dynamic has changed slightly. It's coming back to Pakistan. So again, within the PSL, the dynamic of the PSL changes with all of it being played in Pakistan.
And which one would you say quickly is looking good right now? I mean, I know it's too soon, but who's your favorite of the night so far? The best pick? Qalandars. That's an interesting choice. We've seen, Qalandars not perform particularly well. So let's hope they do well this time. But it's over to Imran. We're ready with the next pick announcement.
Well, Zalmi have made their debut pick at the HBL PSL Player Draft 2019. I see them saying a little prayer. England's young and upcoming star, Tom Banton, moves to Peshawar Zalmi. One of the rising stars in the T20 circuit, Tom Banton, moving on to the second pick in the diamond round. 90 seconds on the clock for Islamabad United. और आपका वक्त शुरू होता है अब.
Peshawar Zalmi with their latest addition as well. Again, they have won the HBL PSL before as well, Bazit. They've come close so many times, and then they've got somebody like Darren Sammy who's literally become a cult figure. What do you think they need to be doing tonight? I mean, what kind of additions would they be looking for to make this squad strong?
I think their blueprint is their bowling. Their bowling always gets them through. I think that they probably need a couple more in the bowling department, and then look at the batting. The batting is being held by Kamran Akmal for so long. They'll need somebody to partner him. They'll need somebody who can actually be as consistent as him. He's one of the superstars in the PSL. He's a proper superstar in PSL because he gets runs for fun. But you need to consolidate that bowling, because the bowling is the blueprint and the way they win games. And on top of that, if you get an extremely good bowling attack, then you look at somebody at the top
let's
order.
see what we have with Imran. He's ready with the next announcement, and then we'll come back and discuss some more.
Well, United have submitted their pick in the diamond round. They've gone for the Kiwi all-rounder, Colin Munro. Munro, of course, was with Karachi Kings last year. With that, we move to Karachi Kings for their pick in the diamond round. Karachi, 90 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now.
Colin Munro has been the latest addition to Islamabad United. Looking back at last year, I remember he didn't have a particularly good season, didn't really score a lot of runs. But like you said, different conditions, is that something that's going to suit him?
Yeah, I think he'll enjoy Pakistan much more than UAE. He'll enjoy the ball coming onto the bat, and he plays with that dynamic. He likes to go straight away. So when the pitch is holding up a bit, or when it's not really coming onto the bat, he struggles. We've seen that in UAE, where he struggled with the ball sort of stopping in the pitch. But I don't think that there'll be much sort of in it for the spinners in Pakistan. Maybe at the back end, but you're thinking Lahore, Karachi, Multan, Rawalpindi, they'll have pitches where you'll have big scores. And once you get big scores, these power hitters to get runs.
They've also got Luke Ronchi, who's been retained by them, so they've definitely seemed to be having that balanced squad in formation with the likes of Luke Ronchi as well as Colin Munro as well. Now we're ready with the next pick announcement, so let's head over back to Imran once more.
We have Karachi's pick in the diamond round with us, relegating from platinum to diamond, Chris Jordan, the England all-rounder.
शहर बड़े दिल वालों का सब आपस में जुड़ जाएंगे
Death over specialist, Chris Jordan joins the Kings. With this, we move on to the fourth pick in the diamond round. Quetta Gladiators on the clock. आपका वक्त शुरू होता है अब.
Chris Jordan is the latest addition to the HBL PSL, and of course he played for Peshawar Zalmi. Somebody who adds variety in your bowling attack.
Yeah, very good with the Yorker, very good with the super over. He's done exceptionally well twice in international cricket with super overs, and you forget that he's absolutely stunning fielder, be it the slips, be it boundaries. So T20, a very, very good add, and also somebody you can rely on time and time again to come back, bowl the 20th over, bowl the 18th over, and just keep on being relentless with the Yorkers. So not too bad with the bat either. So ticks all boxes.
And of course, one of the things that he does add is his good fielding skills. We've seen him take some brilliant catches in the deep as well. And it'll be interesting to see, how he plays with a different franchise. It's always different when you're playing with a different set of owners, with generally other players as well, the local players, getting the feel of the dressing room. But we're ready with the next pick, so let's head over to Imran for the next announcement.
We're ready with the next pick. Quetta Gladiators have gone with the Australian all-rounder Ben Cutting. We're on to the next pick. Ben Cutting moving to the Gladiators. We'll move to Multan Sultans for the next pick in the diamond round. Sultans, your 90 seconds on the clock should be up in just about a second. All right, 90 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now.
all-rounder Ben Cutting has been added to Quetta Gladiators, and my friend Aaron Holland is going to be very happy with that pick.
Yeah, PSL is all about family, so fiance first year and now the players. So yeah, Ben Cutting again brings all-round skill to the party and decent with the ball, very good with the bat. So it'll be interesting what number they play him at and how they use him, because again he's the type of bowler who can come in the middle overs and also at the back end with his variations. But yeah, Aaron, that's one for you.
Batting all-rounder or a bowling all-rounder? Who's more essential, for this format? Quickly.
I think a bowling all-rounder with the skills of actually hitting out at the back end. So Darren Sammy's now moved to a batting all-rounder, but at the start he was the ideal T20 player.
We've generally seen in the HBL PSL that bowlers have done well. The bowlers that have done well have actually contributed towards their team, and eventually, their team has done well as well. We're ready with the next announcement, so let's move over to Imran.
All right, a huge surprise in for everyone. We've had the first wild card in the HBL PSL player draft being used. A wild card allows teams to pick players from silver or gold in the diamond category. The Sultans have opted for Zishan Ashraf as their wild card pick. A huge day in Zishan's life, I'm sure of that. We're back with the Sultans for their next pick in the diamond round. 90 seconds on the clock, and your time starts now. Yeah.
Well, Zishan Ashraf is the latest addition to Multan Sultans, and they would be looking for batsman, Bazid, because again they are one of those teams that really struggled to put up a total last year.
Yeah, and I think they're looking to consolidate their batting. Zishan Ashraf scored quite a lot of runs in this first class season, so they've gone for a form player, and being a local form player, it'll help him help the team as well, because he's probably one of the players who's played a lot throughout the season on these pitches in Pakistan. So that'll also reflect in the way that he bats. And we talk about cricket coming back to Pakistan, but it's been a long time since international players have played here, but also since the Pakistani international players have played. Somebody who's done well locally or in first class cricket will obviously have that little edge when he comes to the PSL.
And familiar conditions for him, again, we keep talking about that, but that is going to be a factor this time, that all the local players have played here. So I'm going to come back to you, Bazid, but we're actually ready with the next pick announcement. So let's head back to Imran for the next one.
All right, the second pick from the Sultans in the diamond round is in. They've opted for England all-rounder Ravi Bopara. Ravi was with the Kings for 4 seasons, now moves to the Sultans. On to the last pick in this round, Peshawar Zalmi. 90 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now.
from Karachi Kings moving over to Multan Sultan's Ravi Bopara. Again, we see the fact that these utility players, the ones who can bowl a bit and bat a bit, they always get picked in franchise cricket.
Very experienced T20 player, and again bowling, batting, fielding, everything, all three boxes. But the other box that he does tick for Multan Sultan is that he also is English.
Yeah, again, I mean, we seem to be seeing that trend with them, but gets it to reverse as well. We've seen that from him.
Yeah, he bowled superbly in one game where he got the ball swinging like Anderson, but it'll be interesting again how he's, if at all his bowling comes to the fore, or how he's.
They might as well change their name to England, the way they've gone about their picks today, Multan Sultans. We're ready with the next announcement, so let's move over to Imran once again.
We're ready with the final pick in the diamond round. Pakistan's experienced all-rounder Shoaib Malik moves to Peshawar Zalmi. Malik's a legend in his own, close to 10,000 T20 runs across the globe. With that, we come to an end to our diamond round at the HBL PSL Player Draft 2019. And to review this, I'd like to call up onto the stage Mr. Ramiz Raja as we review the 7 diamond picks that have taken place at the draft tonight. Some surprises in there for all of us. Zishan Ashraf being one, a wildcard pick for the Sultans. Joining Shane Watson and Ahmed Shehzad in the diamond roster for Quetta, Ben Cutting from Australia, right arm medium pace and can whack it a bit as well down the order.
अच्छी पिक है बेन कटिंग इसलिए कि ये लीग्स खेलते रहे हैं, इनको एक्सपीरियंस है, हर जगह जाके खेलते हैं और सॉलिडिटी देते हैं. फिर ऑस्ट्रेलियन एंगल भी है, शेन वॉटसन है, सो एक तरह से कमराडरी बन जाती है. सो दैट्स द अदर important aspect. When you're picking players, it's important that you give them that, friendly, known environment. And I'm sure with Shane Watson, he'll have a good time of it. And Ben Cutting is a proven quality and quantity, and so a very good pick.
So the Qalandars came in with their 3 diamond retentions, which is why they've not made a pick in the diamond round.
I've quite enjoyed how Mohammad Nawaz has been picked in the platinum, because he's an underrated performer and so good to see him there.
Absolutely, he's graduated through the ranks. The Qalandars came in with their 3 retentions, David Visa, Shaheen Shah Afridi and Usman Shinwari, which means we can move on to the next team. The Sultans with the wild card pick today, which means Zishan Ashraf was bumped up from silver to a diamond pick, and Ravi Bopara, the experienced England all-rounder, as the other diamond pick.
Interesting choices. Ravi Bopara, dependable and in good nick. I saw a couple of his innings in South African League and he looked pretty smashingly good. And Zishan Ashraf obviously is a talent as well, so not bad at all.
Moving on to the next team, we've got Islamabad United, who went in with New Zealand all-rounder Colin Munro, who's ranked number 4 in the ICC T20 batting rankings as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking a very fine 11 already. Once again, the South African connection is well established in Steyn and Ingram. Munro from New Zealand, then Luke Ronchi obviously from New Zealand as well. So it's a nice pick because there's solidity, there's dependability, there's class as well. And so they've got the bases covered with the ball. It's looking fantastic.
With 4 foreign players in, United can now only pick 1 additional foreign player in their main squad of 16. On to the next team. We've got Peshawar Zalmi, Tom Banton from England, plays for Somerset, has played with Babar Azam, of course, and Shoaib Malik relegates from platinum to diamond as their other diamond round pick.
I mean, Tom Banton is an extremely interesting, exciting choice. He's very young, 21 years old, and very good sportsman generally, and so picked at the Big Bash, and this is his big moment to come and play another franchise league, and so he's hailed as the next best thing for England, so I'm sure it'll be exciting to watch him. Shoaib Malik, obviously there's a lot of T20 runs under his belt, a lot of T20 leagues he's been exposed to, and I'm sure that he'll give Zalmi solidity.
All right, moving on to Karachi Kings. Chris Jordan from England, a bit of a death over specialist. He joins Imad Wasim and Iftikhar Ahmed. So all three diamond picks are current international T20 cricketers.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Jordan is an excellent all-rounder, and so he fills up that all-rounder slot for Karachi Kings. He's a kind of a devoted T20 league player these days, and so I'm sure there's a lot to be learned from his exploits. Jofra Archer has hailed him as his guru, so I'm sure he can create 2 or 3 in our lineup as well. So an excellent choice.
Thank you very much for joining us, Ramiz Bhai. We'll have you back at the end of the gold round, which of course is the next round at the HBL Pakistan Super League Player Draft 2019. In the gold round, the first pick is with the Qalandars. Your 90 seconds on the clock start now. We have the first pick in the gold round. The Qalandars have opted for the England all-rounder Samit Patel. साढ़े 4,000 से ज़ायद T20 runs, close to 210 wickets. Phenomenal experience with Samit Patel's selection. On to Islamabad United for their gold round pick. 90 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now.
All right, Samit Patel going to Lahore Qalandars, and I've been joined by 2 new guests who don't need any introduction, Shadab Khan and Babar Azam. Shadab, पहले तो आपको बहुत-बहुत मुबारक हो उम्र का. मैं
आपको भी मुबारक हो.
बाबर, आपको भी मुबारक हो because आपका बड़ा ज़बरदस्त टूर रहा है टेस्ट में भी और T20s में तो हमने आपको देखा ही था. तो कराची किंग्स, यही फॉर्म वो उधर भी कंटिन्यू करेंगे कराची किंग्स के लिए?
बिल्कुल जी, लेकिन अभी फ़िलहाल जो हमारा फोकस है जो आगे टेस्ट मैचेस आ रहे हैं उस पर है, लेकिन जब PSL होगी तो फॉर्म को मैं यही करता हूँ कि कंटिन्यू रखूँ जो सा फॉर्मेट आए, और कोशिश यही होगी कि जो फॉर्मेट चल रही है वो कराची किंग्स में भी वैसे इस्लामाबाद के अलावा नहीं उसके ख्याल
कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन होती है शदाब आप लोगों की भी जब पिक्स हो रही होती हैं कि इसको करो पिक, या बिल्कुल भी
नहीं पूछते तो हैं पहले भी, काफ़ी पूछते हैं. ड्राफ्ट से पहले भी काफ़ी फ़ोन आए थे तो पूछ रहे थे कि इन प्लेयर के बारे में, तो पूछते हैं आपसे.
हाँ. तो क्या किसकी डेल स्टेन की सजेशन आपकी थी?
नहीं, उनकी अपनी थी.
चले, इमरान इज एक्चुअली रेडी विद द नेक्स्ट अनाउंसमेंट, नेक्स्ट पिक अनाउंसमेंट. तो पहले उनके पास आते हैं, देन आई विल कम बैक टू यू गाइस.
Pakistan's left-arm medium pacer making a comeback after a long injury layoff, returning to the red of Islamabad United, Rahman Reis. Rahman has been with United throughout the HBL PSL, so he's returning home On to the third pick in the gold round, Multan Sultans, 90 seconds on the clock. आपका वक्त शुरू होता है अब.
इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड शादाब, कोई फर्क पड़ता है जब कंडीशंस डिफरेंट होती हैं एज अ स्पिनर? ऑफ कोर्स पहले आपने यूएई में खेला, अब आप पाकिस्तान में खेलेंगे, कोई फर्क होता?
बिल्कुल काफ़ी फ़र्क है. उधर थोड़ी स्पिनर को हेल्प मिलती है, लेकिन पाकिस्तान में फ्लैट ट्रैक्स होते हैं तो काफ़ी मुश्किल होती है स्पिनर के लिए, और आउटफील्ड भी काफ़ी तेज़ होती है तो मुश्किल होती है. लेकिन आप प्रोफेशनल क्रिकेटर हैं तो आपको एडजस्ट करना पड़ता है.
बाबर, आपको तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, जहाँ भी कंडीशंस हो आप तो स्कोर करते रहते हैं, बट ऑफ कोर्स डज इट हेल्प कि यहाँ पे रिलेटिवली फ्लैट ट्रैक्स होते हैं?
जी बिल्कुल, डिफरेंस तो थोड़ा सा होता है. अगर आप दुबई में भी खेले हैं तो फिर पाकिस्तान में आए तो सिमिलर है, लेकिन थोड़ा सा बाउंस का भी फ़र्क होता है और पेस का भी फ़र्क होता है, क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे खेलते हैं, हमें अपनी कंडीशन का पता होता है. तो आपको आइडिया होता है कि कहाँ पे जो वेन्यू पे मैच होता है, आपको उसका आइडिया होता है, तो आप उस हिसाब से अपना प्लान करते हो.
चले, मैं आपके पास वापस आती हूँ, इस डिस्कशन कंटिन्यू रखती हूँ, लेकिन इमरान इज रेडी विद द नेक्स्ट पिक अनाउंसमेंट, सो लेट्स गो बैक टू हिम एंड सी व्हाट ही हैज गॉट दिस टाइम.
We have the next pick in the gold round, the Multan Sultans, gone with the Pakistani all-rounders, Sohail Tanveer. Sohail was in the platinum round, relegated to gold, and that's how he's been picked by the Sultans. On to the next round, Karachi Kings, your pick, 90 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now.
Sohail Tanveer is the latest pick in the HBL PSL. एक जो हमने ट्रेंड देखा है शादाब, वो इस तरह के यूटिलिटी क्रिकेटर्स को बहुत पिक किया जा रहा है, जो थोड़ी सी बैटिंग भी कर लें, बॉलिंग भी कर लें, चाहे रवि हो गए, सोहेल तनवीर हो गए. इनका पाकिस्तान में भी रोल आपको लगता है उतना ही होगा जितना यूएई में था?
बिल्कुल, T20 क्रिकेट ऐसी है, छोटा फॉर्मेट है, तो काफ़ी, क्योंकि आपको इतना टाइम नहीं होता, वनडे और टेस्ट में आपके पास टाइम होता है, तो आपका स्पेशलिस्ट ज़्यादा ज़रूरी चाहिए होते हैं. इधर भी चाहिए होते हैं, लेकिन थोड़े आपको यूटिलाइज क्रिकेट की ज़्यादा क्योंकि अहमियत होती है. आपको 1-2 ओवर कर दें, थोड़ी सी बैटिंग कर लें, क्योंकि आपकी बैटिंग मैक्सिमम आपने 50 बॉलिंग खेले. जो ओपनर होता है अगर वो रन्स करेगा तो वो 50 से 60 बॉलिंग खेलता है, तो आपके पास यूटिलाइज क्रिकेटर होंगे तो वो काफ़ी मदद मिलती है.
बाबर, इस दफ़ा कराची की क्या स्ट्रैटेजी रही है कि मतलब बैटिंग तगड़ी करनी है, बॉलिंग करनी है, ऑलराउंडर डालना है?
नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से जो अभी प्लानिंग जो चल रही है वो ये कि बैलेंस टीम बनानी है. अभी जो हमने जो ऊपर टॉप ऑर्डर अभी हमने स्ट्रॉन्ग किया, अभी हमने बॉलिंग पे भी वो अच्छे प्लेयर उठाने हैं. कोशिश यही है कि कम्बिनेशन अच्छा बने, क्योंकि पिछली बारी भी हम थोड़ा स्ट्रगल किया था बॉलिंग की वजह से, तो इस बारी वो जेन में है कि अच्छी
बॉलिंग को जो है थोड़ा सा ध्यान देंगे, बैटिंग को भी. ओवरऑल बैलेंस स्क्वाड, बट वी आर रेडी विद द नेक्स्ट अनाउंसमेंट, सो लेट्स गो बैक टू इमरान.
Pakistan's left-handed opening batsman makes a comeback to the HBL PSL. Sharjeel Khan gets picked up by the Kings. इसी के साथ चलते हैं इस राउंड की अगली पिक की जानिब. पेशावर ज़ल्मी on the clock with their goal pick. आपके 90 सेकंड्स का आगाज होता है अब.
Sharjeel Khan, we'll be seeing him after a long while, and Karachi Kings has picked him. अभी मैं आपसे पूछ ही रही थी बाबर कि आपकी टीम क्या सिलेक्शन होनी चाहिए, क्या स्ट्रैटेजी. तो एक चीज़ तो हमने देख ली है कि पावर हिटर्स चलते ही चलते हैं. मतलब अभी तक जितनी भी पिक्स हुई हैं, जेसन रॉय हो गया, एलेक्स हेल्स, एंड नाउ शर्जील खान.
जी बिल्कुल, आपको टॉप ऑर्डर में पावर हिटर चाहिए होते हैं और जो आपको टोटली गेम चेंज कर दें पहले 6 ओवरों में, क्योंकि अगर पहले 6 ओवर यूटिलाइज ना हो तो फिर थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल करते हैं आपकी टीम। तो कोशिश यही थी कि टॉप ऑर्डर स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाए।
आपका भी जो टॉप ऑर्डर है, लूक रॉन्की को तो हमने देखा ही है कि किस तरह से वो परफॉर्म करते हैं, तो वो भी एक फोकल पॉइंट रहता है इस्लामाबाद के लिए कि ऊपर से कोई ऐसा तगड़ा बैट्समैन हो जो कि रन्स करता है।
जी बिल्कुल, छोटा फॉर्मेट है तो आपके पहले जो 6 ओवर में ना काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं, चाहे वो बॉलिंग हो या बैटिंग हो। तो मेरे ख्याल से आपके जो मैक्सिमम 6 ओवर जीतते हैं पावर प्ले, अगर जो टीम जीतती है वो मैक्सिमम मैच में 90% जीत सकती है। तो कोशिश यही होती है कि पावर प्ले जीता जाए पहले।
ठीक है, पावर प्ले यूटिलिटी के लिए जैसे कि कहा लूक रॉन्की होंगे, शर्जील खान होंगे, अब कौन होंगे? लेट्स फाइंड आउट फ्रॉम इमरान।
Peshawar Zalmi's pick in the goal round is in. Going back to the Yellow Storm, Liam Dawson from England. Adds great value in the middle order and can bowl some handy left arm spin as well. On to the next pick in the goal round. Quetta Gladiators will be on the clock. 90 seconds start now.
राइट, लियम डॉसन इज द नेक्स्ट पिक। बाबर, आपको पर्सनली ऑफ कोर्स हमने देखा है कि स्पिनर्स को कंसिस्टेंटली पिक किया जाता है इवन इन पीएसएल डिस्पाइट द कंडीशंस। एक वो चेंज ऑफ पेस हो जाती है, क्या प्रेफर करते हैं, पेस ऑन द बैट या फिर स्पिन को भी उतना ही आराम से?
कोशिश यही होती है कि जो मोमेंटम चलता आ रहा है उसी को कंटिन्यू करूँ। अगर पेस में अच्छा मेरा फ्लो जा रहा है तो वो मैं स्पिनर के अगेंस्ट भी वही कंटिन्यू करूँ। लेकिन कभी कभार आपके उस टाइम पे आपको कभी कभार आपको स्लो करना पड़ता है, कभी कभार आपको फास्ट खेलना पड़ता है। फिर वो थोड़ी सी प्लानिंग होती है कि आपने चार्ज करना है स्पिनर को या नहीं करना, आपने यहाँ लम्हा लेके जाना आप गेम को, तो वो हिसाब से थोड़ी प्लानिंग होती है।
कितनी दफ़ा आउट किया है पीएसएल में?
पीएसएल में
एक बार,
एक बार बोल्ड हुआ था, एक बार एलबी, 2 बॉलें 2 बार।
चलो कोई नहीं, सॉरी देख लूंगा मैं।
चलो
एक छक्का मारा हुआ टोटल,
बस ये है, एक छक्का मारा है, शादाब ने कह दिया।
4 साल
नहीं, तब नया था तो थोड़ा इसको कॉन्फिडेंस देने के लिए मैंने
चले कॉन्फिडेंस तरह फॉर्म में ला रहे थे। चले देखते हैं, इमरान बहुत अच्छे फॉर्म में, सो लेट्स गो बैक टू हिम एंड सी हु he's got with the next announcement.
Seems to be a trend. Another player returning to his original franchise. The Australian leg spinner Fawad Ahmed returns to the Gladiators.
This is the champion again. He's a bravo. He's a bravo. He's a bravo.
Fawad played an instrumental role in Quetta's victory last year. On to the last pick in the gold round. We've got Karachi Kings on the clock for their final pick. 90 seconds start now.
Fawad Ahmed going back to Quetta Gladiators and he had a really good season last time as well. इस दफा क्या लगता है बाबर, हाई स्कोरिंग गेम्स हमें मिलेंगी 180-200 के करीब या क्या कहेंगे?
जी मेरे ख्याल से हाई स्कोरिंग मिलेंगे क्योंकि यहाँ पे काफ़ी अच्छी विकेटें होती हैं। कराची की, लाहौर की, मुल्तान की जो विकेट्स हैं वो जब मैं खेला था तो उस टाइम तो बहुत अच्छी विकेटें थी। तो मेरे ख्याल से हाई स्कोरिंग के लिए वो मेरे ख्याल से विकेटें अच्छी बनाएंगे और आपको अच्छा कॉम्बिनेशन मिलेगा।
ओवरऑल एज अ लेग स्पिनर चेंज ऑफ पेस या क्या करना पड़ेगा इन कंडीशंस पे एडजस्ट करने के लिए? एज अ स्पिनर क्या एडजस्टमेंट लानी पड़ेगी?
मेरे ख्याल से वो पिच को देख के आप चेंज करते हैं माइंडसेट अपना और सोचते हैं कि क्या करना है, क्योंकि आप एक बॉल करते हैं आपको आइडिया हो जाता है कि कैसा पिच है, कैसा रिएक्ट करना है। तो बैट्समैन को भी देखते हैं कि उसके बैट्समैन किस चीज़ में कंफर्टेबल है, तो उस हिसाब से चेंज।
तो किसको आउट करना है इस दफा? कौन सा फॉरेन प्लेयर? बाबर अपना बस हाँ। अब उसने कह दिया बाबर अब मतलब तैयार हो जाओ, उसने कहा अभी तक
नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से थोड़ा सा उसको फिर कॉन्फिडेंस देना पड़ेगा।
जरूरत है।
चलें ये तो चलता रहेगा, but Imran is ready with the next pick announcement.
The final pick in the gold round is in. He played for Islamabad United last season, moves to Karachi Kings this season. Cameron Delport from South Africa. With this, we're done with 21 picks at the HBL PSL Player Draft today. We'll be taking a short break, but before we do that, I'd like to call up onto the stage Mr. Ramiz Raja. I know he's floating around somewhere. Have him on the stage to review the gold rosters. Gold roster, Quetta Gladiators. Fawad Ahmed, the leg spinner, returns to Quetta and joins Omar Akmal and Mohammad Hasnan as their gold picks.
यार मैं बिग फैन हूँ लेग स्पिनर का. T20 हो 50 ओवर्स हो आपको विकेट्स दिलवाते हैं एंड इज प्रीटी एक्यूरेट. सिर्फ तो शायद हेलमेट पहन के इनको बॉलिंग करनी पड़ जाए. पिछले दांत बेचारे के खराब हो गए थे, बट आई थिंक इज अ वेरी गुड पिक. एक्सपीरियंस है. पाकिस्तान में पिचेस मिलेंगी जहां पे गेंद स्पिन भी होगा. सो वेल डन.
All right, the Qalandars are next. Joining their gold round retentions, Haris Rauf and Sohail Akhtar, is England all-rounder Samit Patel.
सोहेल अख्तर की देखें पिछली दफ़ा भी खेले हैं ये एंड आई एम क्वाइट लाइकिंग हिम, इसलिए कि गट्सी हैं, ऑलराउंड स्ट्रेंथ प्रोवाइड करते हैं और फिर ये कि इस एनवायरनमेंट में सीखने के लिए बहुत मिलेगा इन्हें. सो उम्मीद मैं यही करता हूं कि इस दफा जो है पीएसएल में सारे पाकिस्तानी जो टैलेंट है वो निखर के सामने आएगा.
Samit Patel, obviously experienced, has played in the HBL PSL. Do you think he'll come in handy on local pitches?
समित पटेल जो हैं वो चोरी चोरी मैन ऑफ द मैच अवार्ड ले जाते हैं. सो डोंट अंडर एस्टिमेट हिज पावर. कीन भी हैं, यूजफुल हैं, अप द बैटिंग ऑर्डर भी चलते हैं. लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिन की शायद ज़रूरत बिल्कुल होगी इस दफ़ा. सो खेले भी हुए हैं और फ्रेंचाइज चेंज किया इन्होंने और शायद लाहौर कलंदर्स की किस्मत भी बदलेंगे.
All right, on to the Sultans, who've gone in the gold round with Suhail Tanveer. He relegated from platinum down to gold. Very experienced, has played T20 cricket across the world.
Yeah, I think you're always looking for that magical sort of combination where there is youth, there is excitement, and then there's a bit of Sohail Tanveer thrown in there as well. So what you get with Sohail Tanveer is consistency. On the day, he could be your match winner because with his difficult bowling action and with loads of experience, I think he could seal the deal for Multan Sultan. So not a bad choice at all.
Islamabad United up next in the gold round. Luke Ronchi and Hussain Talat joined by Roman Rice, who's making a comeback from injury.
Excellent slower ball. हमें पता है कि इनमें कितना टैलेंट है और पिछली दफ़ा जैसे ही टेक ऑफ पोजीशन में थे इंजरी होगी इनको. अच्छी चॉइस है. लेफ्ट आर्म का एंगल भी मिल जाता है और थोड़ा सा एक्सपीरियंस हैंड भी है, इसलिए कि नया बॉल जो है वो बहुत अच्छा करते हैं और चेंज ऑफ पेस काम आएगी थोड़ी सी रफ पिचेस के ऊपर खास तौर पे. सो एक्सीलेंट चॉइस.
नेक्स्ट टीम की जानिब चलते हैं. पेशावर जल्मी. पेशावर जल्मी ने गोल्ड राउंड में पिक किया लियम डॉसन को, जो कि वापस आ रहे हैं पेशावर जल्मी के रोस्टर पर.
हाँ, अच्छे एक्साइटिंग है ये भी, इसलिए कि एक्सपीरियंस आपने बताया थे इनके नंबर्स जो हैं और फिर शुएब मलिक से काम निकलवाएंगे, लियम डॉसन से करवाएंगे बॉलिंग. आपकी फास्ट बॉलिंग जो है वो इन ऑर्डर लग रही है. सो अच्छी दिख रही है पेशावर जल्मी.
All right, on to Karachi Kings, who of course picked Sharjeel Khan and Cameron Delport, two left-handed batters up top at the order.
हाँ, शर्जील जो है उनकी वापसी हो रही है. अब देखना ये कि कितनी फॉर्म में रहते हैं और एक बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त प्लेटफॉर्म दिया जा रहा है उनको. आई होप ही डजंट मेस इट अप अगेन. दूसरे कौन है इनकी चॉइस?
Cameron Delport from South Africa.
पता है हमें कि इनके पास फायर पावर भी है, एक्सपीरियंस भी है. He has got good numbers, wants to play cricket in Asia. So बहुत ही अच्छी चॉइस है. अब कराची किंग्स के पास जो है आप देखें ना इनका स्प्रेड, इसमें आपके रेगुलर T20 जो करंट प्लेयर्स हैं पाकिस्तान के वो बहुत हैं. देन उसामा मीर लेग स्पिनर भी हैं, मिडल ऑर्डर भी ठीक लग रहा है. सो ये बहुत अच्छी टीम उभर के आ रही है. उमर खान के साथ लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिन का ऑप्शन भी मिलेगा. सो looking really, really good.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us on
Thank
the
you.
stage, Ramiz Bhai. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time when we break for 15 minutes. When we come back, we hope that the teams will move quickly as they pick their silver round, emerging round, and supplementary round picks. Thank you, and we'll be back in 15 minutes.
Right, that's the end of yet another round, and the squads are shaping up nicely. We've seen some big names being added into the HBL PSL this time. Bazet, Dale Steyn, Moin Ali. It's kind of shaping up nicely now. So, I mean, when you look at the squads, it'll be interesting to see which one looks strong. So, we can review each team now and have a look at how they're looking. Quetta Gladiators, again, we'll start with them. Fawad Ahmed has been retained by Quetta Gladiators. He did really well for them. But it'll be interesting how he performs in these conditions. All right, Jason Roy right at the top. Bazet, what do you think of their team so far?
Well, Jason Roy obviously is a fantastic pick, and he'll provide that impetus at the top of the order. Then you look at Ben Cutting, again, all-rounder. He can do a couple of different things and is very good with the bat too. So you've got the ability there to have a, nowadays it's the in thing, the three-dimensional player, and that's sort of going to complement Shane Watson as well. Shane Watson doesn't bowl as much now, so he'll be your power hitter along with Jason Roy.
And they've also got Naseem Shah.
Yeah, Naseem Shah, 4 overs of Naseem Shah at top pace will be exciting, but they've gone for Fawad Ahmed again, which is really good because I think he's an exceptional bowler, whatever the conditions, and varies the pace really well. He bowled in some occasions very slowly, which is sort of anti-T20 cricket.
Peshawar Zalmi, I think with them, for me at least, the most interesting pick was Shoaib Malik being added into their squad. And like I said, if you look at their team, they've got the likes of Kamran Akmal, who's been one of the highest scorers of the HBL PSL. Darren Sami is there. Wahab Riaz, again, he's done really well in HBL PSL overall. So they seem to have a good balance each time they play, which is why they always end up in the top 4.
Yeah, and the local players, be it Kamran Akmal, be it Wahab Riaz, the local players do step up and perform. And with Shoaib Malik's done really well in the CPL, scored a lot of runs, and he's a very savvy captain. But to be a savvy captain, you need the ammunition, and over here you just think that they do have the ammunition. Darren Sami will be the experienced person with him, but you look at Liam Dawson. You look at Tom Banton, who's an exciting player, Kamran Akmal, and then the bowling, Hassan Ali and Wahab Riaz. But you just think that maybe they still need a fast bowler or two, maybe just one more to consolidate Wahab and Hassan Ali.
Imamul Haq is part of it as well, and he had a decent stint last time when he played. But Islamabad United, they've got the biggest pick, I think, of the season, which is Dale Steyn, and we've seen, like I previously said as well, Fahim Ashraf is there, and then of course Shadab Khan is there. They have that hashtag दिमाग से, लगता है कि दिमाग से ही वो एक picks होती हैं उनकी.
Bilkul, the marks, and they've gone for South African players this time. So Colin Ingram, Dale Steyn, they've gone for, and then Colin Munro comes in as well. But you look at the squad, obviously it's a very well-rounded squad, and they sort of look at every sort of dimension to tick. But I think South African players do complement Pakistan, because you look at that exciting team, South Africa doesn't come to mind. So you look at Islamabad United, excitement is not their forte. The marks say might well be just plain boring.
Another pick that I actually was, I think a lot of people were expecting to see him in the HBL PSL. Sharjeel Khan has gone to Karachi Kings. Now, on paper, Karachi Kings always looks fairly strong. They've got Babar Azam, who's the #1 T20 batsman in the world. Then, Imad Wasim. What do you think that they need to add? What is lacking so far in their squad?
I think actually what we've seen over the seasons is that they've lacked a bowler who can take you wickets consistently, and they've got Osama Mir and Umar Khan as the spin bowling options. Amir Yamin again an all-rounder. Chris Jordan, well, back end, yes, Yorkers. Mohammad Amir again, he's also gone to that sort of being economical. If you had to pick out one bowler who's going to consistently get you wickets in T20 cricket, I don't think the squad, not one name sort of jumps out. So that's been the problem overall for many seasons with them, not being able to get wickets when it matters. They sort of almost go that economical route and sit back, and sometimes they sit back too long.
And Iftikhar Ahmed, he did really well in the T20 series in Australia. Misbah has often spoken about his talent. They needed somebody like that. I mean, he's part of the squad, and they needed somebody who can give them that hitting ability as well as take wickets.
Yeah, down the order, he's now sort of the finisher role that he gets, and he does do it really well. It's very difficult to actually be a finisher, just to be expected to come out there and play your shot straight away and able to carry the team. I think he fits into that role well, and if you can get a couple of overs out of him, then he fulfills all those roles.
What about Imad Wasim?
Now, look, just as we went through the squad, Imad Wasim in an attack where you have, like when Pakistan became number one in T20 cricket, you had an attack where everybody was picking up wickets around him. He does bowl exceptionally well with the new ball, but if the other team knows that, okay, if we don't give wickets to Imad Wasim, or we just bat him out, then he's not as potent.
Sharjeel Khan, I spoke about him earlier as well. We've seen in the past what he's done. A lot happened after that, of course, but now he's back, into the squad. How do you look at this pick? I mean, is this an opportunity for him to sort of make a statement for personally for him? What does this mean?
It's an opportunity to redeem himself. It was the PSL that actually he got his name from, and then it went went bad in the PSL. So now he's very lucky to get another opportunity in the same way, and he comes back into PSL and to erase that bad memory or that bad stint or that bad decision that he took. So he's got the opportunity now, just by the weight of his runs, just by playing cricket the proper way, he can maybe win back fans, which will be very, very difficult for him because there's always going to be that stigma attached. But he's got that opportunity now, which for him is the biggest one possible.
All right, next up is the Englishman squad, as you call it, Bazid, Multan Sultans, full of players from England, and we've seen that sort of influence by Nathan Lehman is there, Andy Flower, so they've gone for, but then again, these are guys who've played a lot of county cricket, these are guys who've done well in their NatWest T20 blast, so you would imagine that them coming from those conditions and then playing here is going to be valuable for the team.
I think they're experienced players as well. You look at the squad and yes, they are English, tongue-in-cheek. Yes, they are sort of from England, but they still are quality players. And because the coach and the coaching staffs are very relaxed or very happy with having players that they know, they've gone for such players. They already had James Wynn, so to add to that, they've got Moeen Ali, Ravi Bopara, proven T20 players. So the comfort levels of the coaching staff will be with them, with the management, and also the fact that they really play T20 cricket well. The one player I think to watch out for is Zishan Ashraf. He scored a lot of runs for second 11 in the first class season, and he's a dynamic player. And I think he'll be one of the players to watch out for.
What about their pace attack? Junaid Khan has been retained. Muhammad Irfan is there. We've spoken about his form. Do you think they need another pacer, or what should be their strength in their bowling department?
Well, they've got the likes of Moeen Ali to steady the ship. I reckon that they've gone the route of being very steady in the bowling. They've got Mohammad Irfan and Junaid Khan. Junaid Khan very steady, so Moeen Ali fits in that group. I think the theory is that you get dynamic players with power hitters with the bat, and then sort of steady bowlers who can defend or have good defensive skills. Again, there's not an emphasis on somebody who can get you wickets with the new ball or get you wickets with the old ball. It's just about keeping the economy rating.
And it helps to have emerging players like Shahid Afridi.
Yeah, correct. He's always emerging, so it's not a problem.
No, but obviously speaking about him, again, somebody who has done well in this format and he's been playing for the longest time, regardless of the fact, it doesn't seem like he's aging at all, because he seems to be getting wickets and he wins you a game, an odd game here or there.
And look, this past few months he's worked very hard on his fitness levels, and it's the first time that he's actually got time to work on his fitness levels, and he knows that to perform even in league cricket you need to have a certain amount of fitness, and I think that this year around he's much better prepared for the PSL than last time around. Last time he wasn't as well prepared or wasn't as motivated to prolong his PSL career, because everything was flowing. Now he knows that if he doesn't put the hard work in, because he's at the back end of his career, it just might just shut down on him. So he needs to be in very good shape physically and also performing, so that PSL and the other leagues his name always crops up, because it's all about performance. And even we look at the team management, they're always looking at stats, they're always looking at figures. So now Shahid Afridi, I think, has a concerted effort that way.
Andy Flower, a change in management from their side as well, Bazat. Somebody who took England to #1. He's had a great past record. Everybody speaks volumes of his coaching skills. So, I mean, how much does that matter in T20 cricket?
It's the culture that he'll bring. We know that he's quite a hard taskmaster, and we know that he does the things the right way, as in he'll make the squad work hard, he'll make them do the hard yards, and that was the theme that was set for England when they became #1. So he'll obviously bring that to the party. He won't just sit back and let the players go around and think of it as a 1-month league. He'll put in the hard work. So he'll try or won't sort of shy away from anything and make sure that he does everything possible to actually win the league.
I mean, we speak about these players, but I think the biggest factor here is that all these players that have been picked are going to be playing in Pakistan, Bazat. We keep harping on about that, but that is a massive element of the HBL PSL this time. It's something that cannot be ignored. I mean, how big a factor is that? We talk about cricket resuming in Pakistan. Imagine seeing somebody like Alex Hales, Jason Roy. How big is that in terms of the impact it can have on Pakistan cricket?
Yeah, in terms of the league growing, it's massive. You watch Karachi playing in Karachi, and you watch Lahore playing in Lahore, and Multan and stuff like that. So that in terms of the fanfare, it'll grow immensely, and this is the rightful place where the league should play. And in terms of getting, PSL does play a big part in getting cricket back. I think the players that have played in Pakistan have been important to actually convince other. Now we're getting Sri Lanka, and so actually convincing teams to get back in. But for the players, we tend to overlook this. We overlook this in the short T20 and one-day series against Sri Lanka. For the players, playing in front of your home crowd, I don't think many of these Pakistani players have done that. So there's an added pressure. And again, in Dubai, there wasn't a lot of crowd. There was crowd, but it won't be sort of, it'll be 20% of what we'll get in Pakistan. So that element comes to the fore as well. Playing in front of a packed crowd, in front of sort of your home crowd, and playing for your city or for a particular city in that city, it'll be a whole new ball game. And what sides must also look at is have these calm or sort of experienced players that can actually stay in the moment, and that'll be very important in deciding who wins.
Well, I'm more interested in knowing who is Bazat Khan supporting. You know, आप पिंडी में इस्लामाबाद के रहते हैं, ठीक है, वहाँ पे भी जो है उस एरिया में मैचेस होंगे. देन लाहौर भी है, तो जरा आई थिंक आई एम मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन नोइंग दैट. बट आई दे रिवील कर ले. एवरी टाइम आई आस्क हिम आई डोंट गेट एन आंसर.
देखिए इधर बिठाते हैं आप, फिर यू कैन नॉट टेक साइड्स. वो कहते हैं न्यूट्रल रहना है.
नहीं नहीं नहीं.
देखिए इस्लामाबाद तो 2 दफा जीत चुका है, तो इस्लामाबाद बार-बार तो नहीं जीत सकता.
We're not expecting any political answers here. We need one team that you're supporting. Come on.
देखिए जो एक टीम जो सबका दिल करता है जीत जाए, मेरा भी दिल करता है. अल्लाह का वास्ता है लाहौर कलंदर्स चलो जीतो नहीं, लेकिन प्लेऑफ्स में तो आ जाए.
I mean, you know, it's quite amazing if you look at their record, because एक टीम इतनी consistently कैसे हार सकती है? My affiliation, of course, is with Lahore, and I have my bias. थोड़ी बहुत तो है, मानना पड़ेगा लाहौर की तरफ. लेकिन क्या है मतलब? Is this team cursed, or is it? Do you think they don't make the right decisions? या उनकी strategies क्या? What is the reason? I mean, you know, there's so many Lahoris that are watching this. There must be like, you know, I'm getting it in the feed as well from Zohaib. He's also from Lahore. There's so many of us from here. क्या है? किसकी बद्दुआ है लाहौर के पीछे?
देखिए एक तो कलंदर टीम है, एक तो नाम ही कलंदर्स है. खैर पहले साल I think first year they didn't pick well. I think first year was quite bad. But after that, दूसरे साल हुआ, उसके बाद एक ऐसे थीम सी बन गई. मेरे ख्याल इन पे भी अब प्रेशर है, बिकॉज अब वो एक वूडू सा कर्स सा बन गया है कि ये जो भी कर लें, इन्होंने तो 5 टीमें हैं तो 5th आना है, 6 टीमें हैं तो 6th आना है. और पिछली दफ़ा तो इतने अच्छे स्टार्ट के बाद फिर ये 6th आए. तो इससे निकलना में एक सीज़न ऐसा होगा जब इनके कोई 2-3 बड़े प्लेयर इनको इकट्ठे 3 मैच जिता देंगे, फिर ये उठेंगे. लेकिन वो सीजन कब आएगा इसका पता नहीं.
डेफिनेटली ये वाकई आपने जैसे कहा, मैं जब उनको मिलती हूँ तो वो खुद भी मजाक कर रहे होते हैं अपनी टीम की उसके ऊपर. बट यू नो, डीन जोन्स इस्लामाबाद यूनाइटेड से अब वो शिफ्ट हो गए हैं कराची किंग्स में, और वहाँ वही सेटअप फॉर्म हो गया है. सो नाउ इट्स वसीम भाई and Dean Jones once again together. They were together in Islamabad United. So, क्या blue book? Is that what we're going to see? A blue notebook by Dean Jones?
Yeah, जैसे whatever you say, Dean Jones has won twice. So वसीम अकरम की एलिमेंट यही होगा कि अगर वही कोचिंग स्टाफ हो तो इस टूर्नामेंट स्पेशली इस PSL उसको पता है, ही नोज कि PSL कैसे जा रही है, कौन से प्लेयर्स हैं, क्या डायनामिक्स हैं. तो उसका आना एक तो एक्सपीरियंस था, ऊपर से अगर आप इफ़ यू ब्रिंग अ न्यू कोच इनटू द सेटअप, ऑब्वियसली ही विल टेक अ बिट ऑफ टाइम, एंड दिस बीइंग द फर्स्ट टाइम दैट मतलब सारा पाकिस्तान में हो रहा है, तो इसकी वैल्यू ज़्यादा होगी. तो उन्होंने मेरे हिसाब से ये किया है कि ऐसा कोच लेके आए हैं हु इज़ ऑलरेडी वन द PSL and who's already in terms of knowing about it, वो पता है. तो रेड बुक, ब्लू बुक, जो मर्जी, डीन जोन्स तो आपको पता है सुपरस्टार है, जो मर्जी ले आएगा. लेकिन आई थिंक इट्स क्वाइट हम थोड़ा मजाक में लेते हैं, लेकिन इट्स क्वाइट अ savvy choice, काफी इंटेलिजेंट चॉइस.
अच्छा, शर्जील खान, you know, you've spoken about him, spoken about the fact that he's making a comeback. लेकिन एक प्लेयर के लिए इस सिचुएशन में से गुजरने के बाद कितना प्रेशर होता होगा? आई मीन, यू कमिंग बैक आफ्टर अ व्हाइल, साइकोलॉजिकल एलिमेंट की मैं बात कर रही हूँ.
देखिए प्रेशर तो ज़ाहिर होगा. द प्रेशर ऑफ द मतलब क्रिकेट के अलावा जो प्रेशर इस पे होगा बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, वो तो अब मेरे ख्याल उसकी सारी ज़िंदगी में जहाँ भी जाएगा, जहाँ भी खेलेगा, वो प्रेशर रहेगा. बट अच्छी बात यह है कि उसको मौका उसी फॉर्मेट में मिल रहा है, उसी टूर्नामेंट में मिल रहा है और बिगर बेटर टूर्नामेंट में मिल रहा है और उसमें मिल रहा है जब पाकिस्तान में ही सारी हो रही है। अगर शर्जील खान पे तो ये वाला उसकी हिस्ट्री है, बट अगर कोई भी पाकिस्तानी प्लेयर, कोई नया प्लेयर या इवन शर्जील, कोई भी प्लेयर इस टूर्नामेंट में जो परफॉर्म करेगा, रन्स करेगा, विकेटें लेगा, उसका नाम बहुत जल्दी, मतलब एक तो रिकग्निशन बहुत जल्दी होगी, ऊपर से स्प्रेड क्विकर बिकॉज ज़्यादा व्यूअरशिप है और बिकॉज इट्स ऑल हैपनिंग इन पाकिस्तान। तो शर्जील खान या जो भी प्लेयर है, जीशान अशरफ है, जो प्लेयर उसने रन्स किए हैं, तो वो जब ग्राउंड से वापस जाएंगे तो हर जगह उसकी एक मतलब पब्लिक फॉलोइंग होगी। जब दुबई यूएई बहुत अच्छा है, बट जब आप ग्राउंड से निकलते हो तो वो मतलब आप ऑलमोस्ट क्रिकेट से कट ऑफ हो जाते हो क्योंकि वहाँ पे क्रिकेट की फॉलोइंग नहीं है। तो यहाँ पे वो एलिमेंट आएगा और इसमें दो चीज़ें फिर ऐड हो जाती हैं कि एक तो ये होगा कि प्रेशर प्लेयर पे ज़्यादा होगा, अप्रिसिएशन ज़्यादा होगी, एक्सपेक्टेशन ज़्यादा होगी, दोनों चीज़ें साथ साथ चलेंगी। बूस्ट भी आपको मिलेगा कि यार सारे लोग मुझे फॉलो कर रहे हैं और जो वो उसको उस प्रेशर को हैंडल कर गया तो वो आगे निकल जाएगा। और अगर दूसरी तरफ देखें तो एक्सपेक्टेशन और परफॉर्मिंग कंसिस्टेंटली का भी प्रेशर होगा क्योंकि आप होम क्राउड के सामने खेल रहे हैं। लेकिन मैं बार बार ये कह रहा हूँ कि शर्जील खान के लिए बड़ा अच्छा मौका है टू रिडीम हिमसेल्फ। और हमारे माशाल्लाह पाकिस्तान में हमारी तो बहुत शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी होती है, तो अगर उसका 3, 4, 5, 6 मैच अच्छे गुजरे तो वो इस मतलब पास्ट को रेडिकेट तो नहीं कर सकता, कम्प्लीटली ख़त्म तो नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन एक हद तक वो आगे चला जाएगा।
अच्छा, एक और एलिमेंट, वी टॉक अबाउट डेवलपमेंट एंड ग्रूमिंग, मैनेजमेंट, कोचेस वगैरह एज वेल। तो फ्रेंचाइज क्रिकेट में लोकल कोचेस का इस्तेमाल करना, डू यू थिंक दैट्स इम्पोर्टेंट? आई मीन देयर इज दैट थ्योरी कि फॉरेन कोच इज मोर एक्सपीरियंस्ड एंड ही ब्रिंग्स इन a lot more to the table, but then what about developing your local coaches? वो और किस तरह से, अगर हम players की बात करते हैं कि players मिलते हैं हमें PSL में, so what about local coaches?
बिल्कुल है, and the promotion of local coaches as well। मतलब अगर कोई लोकल कोच है, जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस अब्दुल रहमान है, उसकी टीम जीती हुई है, तो the actual promotion of that coach is very important as well। कई लीग्स ऐसे करते हैं कि वो अपने लोकल कोचेस प्रेफर करते हैं और उनको पुश फॉरवर्ड करते हैं। यस, दैट आई थिंक लॉजिकल स्टेप यही होना चाहिए कि आप ऑब्वियसली आपने क्राइटेरियाज इमर्जिंग प्लेयर का डाला हुआ है, अपना लोकल प्लेयर्स के लिए बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी है। इसी तरह फॉर इंस्टेंस अगर आपके